Good morning. Thank you.
Oh, my idea.
Oh, I like bringing joy to people.
You do. You've got a lot of comments on the sunflowers. There's a lot of blokes come past me probably going, what's that bloke put bloody sunflowers on his boat for? Has he got no shame? Well, no, I haven't. If it's good for my wife, it's good for me.
This is nice and warm and cosy now.
Yeah, this is a bit cosier now.
So after a couple of vlogs that have featured two wonderful young ladies called Jess and Georgia, we're back to ourselves. Good old Mrs L and Lumpy. We're off on our travels. We're off to explore parts of the BCN that we haven't done before. So even though we cruise for a day, this is probably going to be spread across 3 vlogs. This one's going to take us out from Gas Street. We are going to go past Ousel's Loop, Port Loop, Soho Loop, Smethwick Junction and Engine Arm Aqueduct. I think that will about do today.
And so off we go, leaving our favourite little cheeky mooring round in Gas Street.
Not that we got to any of the nice pubs in Birmingham yesterday.
Well, we had to go back to Sutton Coldfield, didn't we, on the train? I took you to Wetherspoons. What's the matter with you? Lumpy has to have his mixed grill. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise...
Oh, no, not just a mixed grill, a large mixed grill.
That's standard, do you know what I mean? Why just go for a mixed grill when you can have a large mixed grill for just like...
I have no idea.
Anyway. The plan today was to go to Titford Pools, which was going to be a fair old slog up to there. I certainly wouldn't have got back in the same day. So I got in touch with somebody at the Birmingham Canal Navigation Society that I know, Phil. And hiya. Hello. Oh, Matt, how are you, mate?
Hello, Matt.
Gosh. Look, go and have a look. Hello, everyone. This is Matt Greenhill. He used to tread the boards, this guy.
Did.
He was bloody good as
You
well.
were.
I don't know why he ever left
Why
us.
did you leave us, Matt?
Well, I think it was just time, really. It was very time consuming.
But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yes. So we were going to go to Titford. Got in touch with the guy to say, are there any safe moorings up there? Phil came back to me and said, unfortunately, one of the locks is out of action on the Oldbury flight, or what people know as the Crow, and therefore that we can't get up there. And that's going to be for quite a while, because when they've done that one, they're doing something else somewhere, he said, and which renders the pools, Titford pools, are non-navigable for a bit, because you actually can't get a boat up there.
So 2025 then.
So that's
True.
going into 2025, and then so we had to look at review what we're going to do. So I'm going to go out to Horn Basin today. Never been out there. It's not H-O-R-N. You don't need to get cheeky. Horn as in H-A-W-N-E. So and so that is down the Birmingham main line. We know that well. And then we turn to go down the Netherton, through the Netherton tunnel, which drops us into sort of this. So the Birmingham main line takes us towards the Black Country, and then Netherton tunnel brings you south and brings us through into sort of the Halesowen area, which is still.
I recognise that name, Netherton Tunnel. Why do I know?
You remember the Netherton tunnel because it was one of the first times you ever banged your head hard.
Yes. Oh, I lost it with you, big time.
I had to do a lot of dubbing and a lot of bleep, 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 bleep. In fact, I've got that somewhere as a vlog. I'll dig out.
You don't have to.
Insert, excerpt, insert, excerpt.
Not my finest moment.
At this moment. Some of the architecture, some of, why did they build a canal like that? Little looping canals that come off the main one and then go up over the top. Probably it is just to be able to go. That's Mrs Lumsden just banging her head on the top of the door. Are you all right, Mrs Lumsden? Are you sure? Mrs Lumsden coming up with a sore head. You all right?
What the f is the
Don't swear.
Why isn't that open?
Sorry.
Or why did you not just kind of warn me?
And then, so yeah, Horn Basin. But to go to Horn Basin, through the Netherton Tunnel, which is interesting. I won't show you the whole tunnel, and I'll try not to sing. And the other end of that is Windmill, what's it called? Through the side of that is, Windmill End, and that's the Bumble branch. Now, I've never actually been there on a boat. I've seen lots of photos of it on Facebook and stuff, and it looks like a really beautiful place. It looks like there's a pump house there and a bridge and a junction and stuff. So I think that'll be quite nice. If it's not windy, I might put the drone up. I'm still very nervous with my drone.
Sorry to interrupt. There's another CRT litter boat over there. We're
doing a litter pick, yeah.
Wednesday litter picks.
We were rudely ousted from our mooring by the two.
We weren't rudely.
No, they asked very nicely, didn't they?
Well, no, we were going. They just said, "Oh, are you going?" And we said, "Yes."
No.
So
Hiya, how you doing? On the island over there, cleaning it up. That's what they're doing. There's lots of work going on. Nice. I suppose the rigours of summer, they're doing a tidy up now, aren't they? Now the autumn's here.
Get a Birmingham nice and ready for the winter.
Yeah. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I love Birmingham.
Oh, I thought you were about to say, I love you.
I love you, and I
Mrs.
particularly love you when you're in Birmingham with me on a boat. That's when you're at your finest. I just love it. I think it's just amazing. And I hate it when people run it down.
Morning.
I hate it when people just go, can't go there, it's all full of yobs and litter and you're down the weed hatch 25 times an hour. I never have to go down the weed hatch. I've never come across a yob. And I'm probably up here more than many of the other boaters that post these things on Facebook.
However, many of the poachers have come across a yob, as in you.
maybe I am the yob.
It's like that joke, isn't it? Sort of like, oh, I've never caused an accident in my life, but I've seen loads.
Yes, in loads in my rearview mirror is full of it.
Turn up now.
Morning.
Hello.
You all right?
Morning. What a nice giraffe. I wonder if anybody's ever tried to get on top of that.
Oh. I think that's a stupid question. I mean, in the nicest possible way, as in, of course they have. This is surrounded by drunk people. No, there's no drunk people in Birmingham at night. There's nothing wrong with it, as I've just been saying. I don't think orange is good for me. It makes my tummy stick out. Because normally I look really slim.
You've got man boobs.
I've got man everything.
But they're not boobs. Look at that one there. Is that, oh yes.
Just don't fat shame me publicly.
I'm not.
I'm perfectly good enough at fat shaming myself.
You should never fat shame yourself.
Never been to Road Basin. I've heard lots of things about it. Everybody goes, it's the cheapest diesel around and all that. I'm not actually going there for diesel. I'm pretty good, I think.
We're going there for firelighters.
I could do with some firelighters and some kindling.
What did you do last night for kindling?
Use an old newspaper and a bit of rag.
A bit of rag. One of my nice tea towels.
It wasn't one of your tea towels. It was one of my dirty polishing rags from out of here.
That used to be a tea towel.
Which I figured had got lots of
oil,
dirty stuff on it, and I gave it. I sprayed a little bit of WD-40 into the middle of it, and it went a treat. It did. It's a nice Dutch barge there. Look, Jack.
Oh yeah.
Mrs Lumsden likes it there. This is the distillery. I just love that building there. I think I've shown that before. The roundhouse. It's a fantastic bit of architecture, that is. I think it used to belong to what was Birmingham Corporation back in the day. It's where all the old dust carts and stuff came out of, I think, and stuff like that. But it's a fantastic bit of, it's now I think it's like an art space. They hang art in there, and I think there might be a coffee shop, and very nice.
That boat's beautiful.
Massive, isn't it? Very long.
One of the nice things here, if you bought an apartment and get your boat in the wharf, you've just got the best of both worlds, haven't you?
Yeah. aware of a song with Birmingham in the title. There's probably one in America from Birmingham, Alabama. Well, I'm not sure many people have sung about Birmingham. Jasper Carrot, maybe.
Let me Google it.
When I get my moped out on the road, I'm gonna ride, ride, ride. When I get my moped out on the road, I'm gonna ride, ride, ride. When I get my moped steaming with funk, then nobody's gonna tell me where to go. Oh.
That's not nice.
I still like Jasper Carrot.
Songs.
It'd be funny if Jasper Carrot was one of our subscribers and he came to me and he said, "Can I have some money, please, for your performance of my song on your massive YouTube channel?"
Yes, there are many songs about Birmingham, Alabama.
Yes.
And songs with the title Birmingham. In the
Well,
words.
that has got to be a thing then. I need to write a song about Birmingham. Do you think you can orchestrate it? Because you're musical. And then we'll perform it. That'll be a great vlog.
There are many songs about Birmingham, England, including Train to Birmingham, written by John Hyatt in 1971.
Okay.
Birmingham Blues by ELO.
Oh, really? Was
Let's
that?
find that.
Of course, because they came from here,
Yeah.
didn't they?
Out of their album Out of the Blue, let's find Birmingham Blues. See if I can get it.
Because I won't be able to play it because I'll get a strike. Oh, that's
How
the
much you
song.
make it? Working on the road across the great big world, I've been like a rolling stone. I'll never get back home. Yes, I've been long gone. And boy, I've got the Birmingham Blues. Dum 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 dum.
Oh, there's a boat across the canal down there.
Oh, lovely.
And he's probably thinking, I haven't seen a boat all day. I'm trying to do this tricky turn and one's coming around the corner. Oh, it's got a bow thruster.
You've got a little bit of bow thruster. Bow thruster.
I've
MB.
never had bow thruster MB.
I think I'd struggle with it because you've got to think of something extra as well. I can just about do speed
I can
and
see
tiller.
they're very useful sometimes, but I also think it's cost that's not really required. It's something else that I read they go wrong quite a lot. And I just think, do we need it? Do you need it? It forces you to use some skill a little bit. I mean, it forces you to use some skill as a boat with a bow thruster, but when you haven't got one, it's quite rewarding when you get things right.
A little bit chilly, Wrench. I might have to go and put my
It's a little bit
coat
chilly.
on.
You can put a coat on, can't you? We're looking very bright today now, peach and orange. I think I need to put a black coat on or something.
Why?
Hi mate, how you doing? Thank you.
Thank you very
mate.
much.
Well,
Maria.
I've got you on here now saying that.
Say hello. Say
This
hello.
guy says we're really good. Subscribe.
Is that a loop going up there or not?
No, it's a little old.
Little old arm.
Yeah, Monument Road Basin Bridge. So it's Monument Road Basin. It's known as something else. Can't think what it is off the top of my head. It's a nice little basin.
Who's Thomas Asbury?
It's Thomas Asbury.
Yeah.
They used to have a big smelting works in Smethwick.
Are you making it up as you're going on?
Just reading all the evidence.
I found a cannon manufacturer.
A cannon manufacturer.
Yes.
Wow. Well, you go 250 years ago. Big business, wasn't it? It's what Birmingham was famous for, weapons.
1870. What's this time now?
It would have been a foundry, wouldn't it? So you would have been casting all sorts of stuff. Canal Bridge has been one of them. Go around this corner just so we can see the majesty of the main line stripping off ahead of us. If we get time tomorrow, I might take you round the loops. You want to go around
I like the loops.
I know you do.
Come and buy a house on the loops.
Well, Port Loop, it might be worth going around Port Loop tomorrow or something, because it's radically changing every
Yeah.
time. I know we come past on this train line here, don't we?
Oh, we're used to on the way to work. Although we'll be going on it tomorrow night, won't we? Get home.
Yeah, we'll be going down that train line tomorrow night on the way back towards Rugeley, where we live. And every time I look out the train window, I see this development here changing. So the first time we ever went round there, it was just a cleared land, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So in the 3 or 4 years that we've been coming round, the whole thing has radically changed. There's some really lovely, quirky, modern housing up there. Some of it's a bit ugly, some of it doesn't suit me, but some of it is really quite, I would think it's very, very efficient.
Yeah, it's all.
But it's great to see the change taking place. And then it's a brownfield site, so that's nice, isn't it? And it's probably affordable housing, and that's great news.
Say hello to the worker.
Don't want to.
Why?
You all right, mate?
So you just made somebody's day
I know.
by being pleasant. Oh, he's got the lights in that one.
I wonder if it's all different building companies that have acquired different sections of the plot, because they're all, when you go round it, there's different pockets of different styles, aren't there? Its full name is Icknield Port Loop, and fundamentally it's an island. I mean, if you're driving on the road, you'll never feel like you've driven onto an island. It just feels like the land, doesn't it? But it's actually cut out. It's got a moat, a canal moat all the way around it, with Edgbaston Reservoir on the far side. This is a lovely junction here. I know it's full of graffiti, but it kind of brings something to it.
Okay.
It's not ideal, but it does kind of make it that really nice urban looking thing. I don't agree with it, don't get me wrong, but it's photogenic. There you go. Say hello to Father. The Port Loop up there, and onto Soho Loop on that side. That's Eyre Street Junction. Thank you, darling. Just like that. A bit chilly today. Chilly in the thought, watch your head.
I'm watching it.
My catchphrase, that is, watch your head. So this little random bit of brickwork here, this is an old bridge stanchion of a railway that used to come across here.
Where is it going to?
Oh, that's a good question. South of the city somewhere. I have spoken about it before. I'll dig out the information. I've got some photographs of when it was last used, so you should be able to recognise that then from the photographs. I think it's quite nice that they've retained this feature. I suppose easier to leave it there than to try to take it out and disturb the bed of the canal, but again, it's a nice thing, isn't it? It's a piece of art, really, inadvertently created by
A train line.
progression and then destruction.
So, where are we heading towards now?
Well, this is the Birmingham main line heading ultimately towards Wolverhampton. We're going down to about Tipton, is about where we turn off for Netherton.
So do we go, Tipton is Smethwick?
Beyond Smethwick.
So do we go past Handsworth and Soho?
Hiya.
Good morning. Thank you.
Oh, my idea.
Oh, I like bringing joy to people.
You do. You've got a lot of comments on the sunflowers. There's a lot of blokes come past me probably going, what's that bloke put bloody sunflowers on his boat for? Has he got no shame? Well, no, I haven't. If it's good for my wife, it's good for me.
This is nice and warm and cosy now.
Yeah, this is a bit cosier now. This is good. So we got onto the BCN yesterday at, we got onto the BCN really 2 days ago.
Where does the BCN start? Paisley.
Well, that's a good question.
I hate asking good questions.
No, I explained it on the previous vlog.
Okay,
It
let's
starts
leave it at that.
Whittington
Okay.
is a boundary stone. I've shown you the boundary stone before, I think, where there's a... No?
Just Whittington will do.
Whittington. So we've been on the BCN for 3 days. 3 days now. Guess what? Haven't been down the weed hole yet. No, it's not weed hole. Guess
Weed
what?
hatch.
I haven't been down the weed hatch yet.
The what?
The weed hatch. You see,
You just said weed.
I called it a weed hole because I hardly ever have to go down it. I forget what it's called.
In fact, the only time I recall you going down it quite a bit is when we went through, is it Catherine de Barnes?
Oh, didn't like that.
Yeah, the other side of Birmingham by the Blues ground.
Between Camphill Locks and Catherine de Barnes. I don't like that section of canal. It's shallow. It's got a lot of rubbish in it.
That's what people are talking about when they talk about Birmingham, because they remember.
Maybe they'll have had one bad experience, and then they call the other 100 miles of canals all crap.
But is it because they have to do, if they're coming up from like the Grand Union and Oxford and places like that where there are no issues, and the first thing that they see when they come into Birmingham is coming through Catherine de Barnes? That's your judgment made already, isn't it?
So I've just noticed that the engine note had changed a bit, and I looked back at the wash and it didn't look great. So it just go into tick over, just in reverse in tick over for a couple of seconds, 5 seconds, and then go back into forwards. And suddenly I can't hear my exhaust now go bop, 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 which is what it starts to do.
What does it do?
And that's now looking a cleaner wash. I don't need to indicate it again.
Go on, do it.
Bob, 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 bob.
Oh, they keep me amused.
Don't make a fool of me. And then what we're about to go through, the tight section here, is an old gauging station, which would have been in the middle of the cut. And you got two paths either side, the direction of traffic. And there was originally a bit of a hole in the middle. It's still there, but it's just silted up, weeded up. Where they used to bring the boats in and measure them, weigh them, not weigh them, but gauge their depth and therefore charge them accordingly for the cargo on board. You all right, mate? So yeah, you can see it's hollow in the middle, where all those reeds and rushes are. Used to be able to put a boat into there. And there was a little house sat on the island. So after Birmingham, this is probably the next interesting place. So this is Smethwick Junction, because this is where Brindley's old line splits off that way, and then this is the Telford new line which we're staying on. The Brindley's line, that goes up 3 locks there, and then ultimately comes across an aqueduct onto the engine arm. We'll go under that in a minute.
Didn't we stay here when we were all preparing for the Commonwealth?
Yes.
And there were people along this arm, and then we were kind of
Yeah,
up there.
we moored up there,
Yeah.
and we met Kathy here, our friend Kathy. She lives not too far from here.
So as you see the Birmingham Old Main Line there disappearing off from Smethwick Junction, there's quite a story behind that. Originally it was created in 1769, and it comprised of 6 locks going up to the Wolverhampton level and 6 locks back down at Spon Lane. However, later on it proved to be quite a significant bottleneck, so John Smeaton was brought in to improve that. So by 1790 it had been reduced to 3 locks by creating a cutting which took away the need for 3 locks on either end. There were further improvements to that obviously when Thomas Telford came along in 1824 and started creating the Birmingham New Line, which cut everything off and what's created all of the loops that now are left, and that was completed by 1827.
But this gets really pretty now, because you've got, this is the Galton Valley, or it starts to become the Galton Cutting. Then we'll go under Telford's aqueduct, which is going over to Engine Arm, and that's a work of art. So the 2 canals run parallel. Just the old one is 3 locks higher. Telford was able to cut out the locks because locks were always a bottleneck to the traffic. So by doing the cutting, by creating Galton Cutting, which was a massive undertaking, it greatly improved and increased the efficiency of traffic in and out of Birmingham. You know, the transportation of the coal, the wood, the steel, the iron ore, whatever it was that was needing to come in and out. And obviously the goods that were being created in Birmingham needed to go somewhere as well. Because also this Telford line is double towpathed, so you didn't have that battle of horses and tow lines all clattering and crossing as they were trying to pass. So it was a dual carriageway as such, which would have made a massive difference. And of course it's its straightness, isn't it? Brindley was trying his best to go around hills and rises and stuff, so therefore it became a curly thing, contoured canal as they called it. Whereas Telford just went, bugger that, I'm cutting through. This here, another one of the gauging stations. Just like the toll road of today, they needed to be in several parts of the canal, because back in the day there were so many offshoots going off these things that traffic could be, they couldn't have to make sure that they didn't miss charging for the transportation of the goods by somebody not having to go through some form of toll. This one looks a bit cleaner than the last one. This one's been it's like CRT have come and had a go at this, which is nice. I'd love to see them put the old buildings back on, even if that was done by a volunteer force, to actually recreate the station that was on there where the guys worked. It would be awesome. There, dead ahead, you can see Telford's beautiful aqueduct. So as it stands at the moment, as we're going through this gauging station, we've got the old main line to our right, and you've got Engine Arm up to our left. This is a short section of canal which goes up to what would have been a pumping station again at some point. So So it was an inlet, it was a feed into the system. And of course there were factories up there that were being serviced as well. You all right, mate? Isn't that just a thing of beauty?
So thank you once again for joining us for this vlog. We'll see you next time when we go through the Galton Cutting down through Netherton Tunnel. Please do like and subscribe if you haven't already, and have a very Merry Christmas. Bye for now.